Good morning, everybody. My name is Donnie Winter, and welcome to Kaiju Galaxy's first official podcast. We're really excited about this because we've had quite a few different fans say and suggest that we should do a podcast. So here we are. We are still juggling around names for it, but we're probably going to go with Kaiju Galaxy Podcast because it seems like it's the most applicable. But I am here with my dear friend and colleague Ellen. Ellen, say hi to everyone.
Nah. No, hi everyone.
It like we're having a day. Like we apologize because our technology is being a little bit problematic. I was having some connectivity problems. She was having some audio problems. So we've managed to figure all that out. So here we are, late, but better late than never, right? So we have quite a few things that we want to talk about today, but I mean, since it's our introductory podcast, we're probably going to be spending about 30 to 40 minutes talking. In the future, our podcasts may very well be longer, but we wanted to talk about Kaiju Galaxy's new message board, the upcoming film Godzilla King of the Monsters, of course. We're going to be talking about a tournament that we're holding on our message board, and then we're going to talk about the future of our podcast. So I think that's pretty exciting, right? So starting off with talking about the new Kaiju Galaxy message board, I'm going to turn it over to Ellen for a second to discuss the process behind creating it and why she did. Take it away.
The short version is Tapatalk sucks and never use it. um, yeah, back in what was it? Was it finalized in September or something when the boards started switching over? Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
think so. Yeah, our old board, which we've had for like over 10 years, forced us into like a switch over to a new host. So that's why it was very annoying. Anyway, keep going.
so before all that happened, when Zeta boards was still a thing, there was a bunch of reasonably disgruntled forum uh, administrators that were talking about where we could take our boards in the future, and JSync was brought up a lot. So I checked it out. It's basically um, modernized Envision Free, which was what all of our forums used to be on before Zeta boards. So we thought it would be easier to set up on that one. So I actually set up the thing back in December, but didn't really advertise for it because I was like, yeah, I want to get a couple skins up at first, and then I never did. But I just
But
said,
now we
screw it.
have a bunch of beautiful skins though that you've created. Uh, well, I think a lot of it, the reason why we delayed getting it going is because we really wanted to make sure that we had a date figured out on when we could announce it, and we did that back earlier in what was it, March, I think? It was when we first really started advertising it because that's when it started getting active again. Right
Mhm.
now we have about 40 members, and it's really kind of nostalgic for me because uh, Kaiju Galaxy, I mean, used to be my life for like over 10 years of my life. And obviously, when I went to school, it kind of fell off the bandwagon. But thank you to you, Ellen, and your persistence and your determination and lighting a fire under my behind. We managed to get things up and going again. And we have former members coming back. So if you are a lingering Kaiju Galaxy member out in the universe and you want to join up and participate in our community again, that would be fantabulous. So there is a link to the board in the comments, well, not the comment section, the description section of this video. So if you want to go check that out, please do. And one of my summer projects is getting the main website for Kaiju Galaxy up and going. My ideal goal for it is to create a space where fans can submit fan art, fan fiction, fan poetry, fan creations in order to, be featured in some sort of publicatory fashion. And I think it would be really fun to do because that's what Kaiju Galaxy used to be about. Lo, those many years ago, it used to be about the fan fiction and the fan creation. So hopefully I will be getting that up and going in the next few weeks. Thankfully, now that school is out, I will have a lot more time to work on that important stuff. So, um, do you have any do you have like any aspirations for Kaiju Galaxy? What would you like us to achieve? Like I have my own, but I want to hear yours, Ellen.
Yeah, I kind of have the same goal as you. I want to have it really focused on the creativity aspect. Like, of course, we need the usual discussions, but I don't know. I kind of, on the topic of discussions, I kind of want to bring more awareness to like Ultraman and Kamen Rider because I think every kaiju fan should at least test those out.
I feel like as Kaiju fans, we are infamous for overlooking the more like Kaiju related like television shows.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm guilty of that. Like I haven't really watched much Ultraman since Nexus, and that was how long ago? Like a long, like over 10 years ago. It's sad to think that that's a long time ago, but in Ultraman time, when there's like a new series like every other day, like that's a long time ago. So, and I have not been much exposed to Kamen Rider other than what you've exposed me to. So I need to get my shit together and do that. You're just like, yeah, Donnie, you need to do that.
everybody needs to watch Kamen Rider. And
So
haunted by cursed walls plushie.
that is cute. Like I don't even
It is
I'm
adorable.
not super familiar with that character, but I want it. I
It's
want it.
adorable. If you can find one on eBay for like less than $20, get it. He's
See,
disappeared.
you have
Why
that
can't I find?
plush.
Oh no.
You have that plush and I have my Godzilla plush.
hmm
I feel like I'm a 5-year-old, but you know what? Damn it, I don't care.
Everybody needs.
Anyway, so I also have my Mothra plush, but you can't really cuddle with that at night. I actually sleep with my Godzilla plush. So, oh well.
Yeah.
Embrace our inner child. But so moving forward to talking about Godzilla, because we all know how hyped everyone is about Godzilla King of the Monsters. Um, we are what, less than 30 days away from the movie being released in theaters.
Yep. I'm planning on getting tickets for opening night. I
I
think
know.
um, I think it might be released like a couple days earlier here. I don't know.
Oh,
I know Endgame
well,
was.
I clearly need to move to Europe because what the hell is happening?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No,
It's a trap.
it's a trap. Don't do it. Oh, oh, Maddie was commenting on the Mothra plushie. Yeah, it's there. It's just up on my bookshelf. I'd have to kind of wade through stuff to get to it, so I'd probably end up knocking half of my bookshelf down. So that would be entertaining, right? Um,
So that's fitting for a kaiju stream.
right. It's like the room would be quaking and I'd be buried alive. So I mean, in our last live stream that we did, what, a long time ago, we were talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters and kind of sharing our thoughts. But like, I mean, I will have everybody reference back to that if you want to hear our introductory thoughts on it. But I like the first question that I had that I think we could discuss a bit is whether or not Legendary is revealing too much stuff in their promotion materials, because there's been a lot of debate among Godzilla fans that all the trailers, all the TV spots, and even like some of the merchandising has potentially revealed spoilers that could be problematic for the film itself. So, Ellen, what do you think about that? Do you feel that way too?
Yeah, I'm definitely on the side of revealing a bit too much. Like, and especially with I've had to unfollow at least 3 kaiju related pages on Facebook. It makes my feed very dull, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Um, I don't know. Like, while I don't think they're showing too much of each battle, I think they're showing enough of the entire movie that I can kind of see the storyline.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I
I
think a
would
lot
be
of like
surprised.
it's not like they're showing too much of the battles per se, but they're showing key points from the battles.
Yeah,
And and that like I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to show the viewer that, hey, we're going to be a lot different from the prior Godzilla film. We're going to show heavily all of these iconic characters. Whereas in the last Godzilla film, back in 2014, Godzilla was very fleeting. Like, we got to see him a bit, but it mostly focused on the main human characters. So I know Mike Doherty, the director, has been very adamant in saying that he wants this film to be very much different from the last in the sense that we get to see more and more of these characters. So that makes me happy to hear. But I think we, as Godzilla fans, kind of have like a residual paranoia from the prior film where we're thinking, oh, if we're not going to see much of these monsters, why are you revealing this much in trailers? Because this is probably all their screen time, right?
yeah,
I'd like to think that's not the case, and from what he said, that doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah,
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
one like overall though, I will say that the featuring of the monsters hasn't dampened my spirits necessarily. Um, and I see that they've been releasing a lot more kind of like random promotional material. Like
yes.
so Ellen has a guest. Hey. But so because on Legendary has lately been releasing like tidbits of promotional material. Like they released on their Facebook page this thing where, oh, Mothra's being or can't be contained anymore. Rodan can't be contained anymore. And I think it was kind of cool being able to see um, those different those different things because we really, to be fair, and you know how salty I get about Mothra stuff because she's my favorite. We really haven't seen as much of her as we've seen the others. So being able to see a small little video tidbit, I was just like, oh my god, finally something Mothra related. I'm so happy now.
Yeah.
So, did you get to see those?
Good to see what?
Those uh those videos that Legendary released on their Facebook page of like little promotional shots of like Mothra being like, oh, well, them saying that Mothra can't be contained anymore, and then it would have like various little shots of like the larva and then the adult and stuff like that. Did you see that?
I saw the Mothra one. I haven't seen the others.
Okay, there's a Rodan one now, but for that one, it's mostly a lot of the same stuff that we've seen. We for Mothra, there's a few new tidbits that we didn't see before. So, but yeah, I don't know why they have been withholding on her as much as they have been, but maybe they have been working on fixing up her special effects or whatever. I don't know.
Or maybe something special and amazing happens.
Oh my God. We can only hope that it's something special and amazing. I've already told everybody um, when we go to the theater, expect me to cry at some point or through the whole thing because of how monumental the movie is going to be. I'm probably going to be just, it's so beautiful. Oh, speaking of beautiful, I really feel like we should talk about Barry McCreary's musical score so far for the film. So, did you get a chance to listen to those tracks that were released?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think about them?
I think they're both fantastic for one, and especially the Blue Oyster Cult cover. Like, I have always hated that song, but I like this one.
I've not been a huge fan of that song either, but this rendition of it is pretty catchy. I really liked it. The fact that they are I don't know, paying homage to these classic songs and classic themes that just, oh my God, means the world to me. Not to mention, if you watch those songs like on YouTube and you go to the bottom of those videos, it will show you a track listing from the soundtrack, which I think they said is coming out on the 24th. Um, but you'll see kind of some mini spoilers in those. I'm not going to talk at length about that because I don't want to spoil that for anybody, but technically the information is out there. Suffice it to say, there's a couple songs on there that are near and dear to my soul. So, and Ellen knows what I'm referring to probably, but
Yeah.
I'm so not a predictable person, right? Um, but I'm really excited. And of course, listening to the other track that they posted, I'm trying to remember. I think the track is titled "Old Rivals." It has some of those classic themes that we love so dearly in that track. So, I know when I was listening to it, I was just like, "Praise! Oh my God, yes!" So it was quite nice.
Mm.
How? What were your reactions when you immediately listened to those tracks? Were you flailing too, or having your more reserved reactions, unlike me?
Um, I don't know, kind of somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between.
Like I was smiling like an idiot when I heard Old Rivals.
I know, oh, like I immediately wanted to start writing Godzilla fan fiction. One one thing that like when I used to write Godzilla fan fiction all the time, what used to get me writing or inspired would be listening to the musical scores of the films and stuff like that. And hearing that, I was just like, 30 stories came to my mind. And so hopefully, maybe when the soundtrack comes out, stuff will happen. We'll see. I don't know. But overall, though, like, I know for the Godzilla film, a lot of people have been speculating about box office performance. So um, I figured we could talk a little bit about that. Oh, Maddie just confirmed that it does come out on the 24th. The soundtrack as a digital release. Um, and the physical CD comes out in early June. Okay, I can tell you that I'm going to be buying both of those. Maddie also mentioned that he really likes all the various drums and other instruments that McCreary used in the score. I have to completely agree with that. I like. I feel like Bear McCreary really knows how epic Mike Doherty wanted this film to be, so he went out of his way to make sure that it had like a lot of diverse instrumentation, including like choral implements. Like oh my God, like just being able to hear those like vocals behind all of the booming like orchestras, like really nerd inducing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. So how do you think you're in the box office?
Uh, I think it's gonna do a lot better than Godzilla 2014.
I'd have to
Uh,
say so. Why do you think that though?
I don't know. From what we see in the trailers, we can see.
That is
So
pretty key.
I think that's gonna be a factor.
Well, I have to say that I think the marketing for the movie has been absolutely brilliant. I mean, I remember the marketing being pretty good for the first Godzilla film.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I don't remember much of the marketing from Kong Skull Island, which I think says a lot, which is sad to say. I don't know. Do you remember much of that?
No.
Yeah, like I think I remember seeing a trailer here and there, but I don't remember a lot of TV spots for Kong Skull Island. But yeah, we've seen a lot of like TV spots and trailers for this film, and again, those social media, like they know how to use social media very well. So I think that hopefully that will contribute to its success. I know I'm hoping for that. So, but I keep hearing people speculate about how well it's going to do here. And I mean, obviously, it's going to be competing with other films like Avengers, even though Avengers has come out much sooner. It's competing with X-Men and what else is it competing with? I can't think off the top of my head.
No.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted now. I think um, there's about to be a drum coming in, so I might have to duck out for a moment.
okay, that's totally fine. A drum coming in? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's called a tank drum. It's like a
Speaking of percussive instruments, right? But yeah, if you have to, I will just keep talking for a few. And if we finish up, I'll just bid adieu. We'll see what happens though. Okay. Um, but well, the next thing that we did have on our list, well, I'll save that for last. We'll talk about the future of this podcast first, um, a little bit more. Oh, Maddie said that Detective Pikachu is coming out. I forgot about that film. I am excited about Detective Pikachu. So the future of our podcast. So my ideal goal for this is for the podcast to at least occur once a month. Like I feel like that would be reasonable. I mean, I don't know what your schedule would be like, Ellen, but I feel like it would mostly be us talking um, via the podcast, but we'd probably have guests come on periodically. But I think it would be really nice for us to be able to have these Godzilla related conversations or kaiju in general related conversations every now and then. So, um, before it gets too far into the podcast, did you want to talk quickly about the tournament that we're doing on the forum if you have time?
I don't think I have time right now, but maybe if you ramble for about 5 minutes on something else.
Okay, I will try to ramble because I am really good at rambling, trust me. But for the podcast, like I would strongly. Oh, Maddie said that he would like to join from time to time. I think that would be totally cool. But um, for the podcast, ideally, what I would like to do is just have like maybe a series of like 4 or 5 kaiju related discussion points that we talk about. Um, I don't know, throughout the video. They may range in time. Like, I know this one's probably going to go for like maybe 30 to 40 minutes. But in the future, the podcasts could potentially go to an hour, possibly. I don't know if we'd go above an hour unless we had like some sort of like special thing going on. I don't know. Um, but I also, I mean, I would like hopefully to be able to have like other individuals come on, like maybe other people from the site, other Godzilla or kaiju related YouTubers would be really cool. I know I usually try to keep Godzilla stuff separate from my own YouTube, so I know there are a lot of other people out there who do specialize in talking about kaiju related things. Um, a lot of G Fest footage. Like I'm really considering in July doing a podcast at G Fest. Um, I mean, it wouldn't be a live podcast like I know some of them do at G Fest. It'll probably be out of my hotel room because we are really hipster like that. Um, but additionally, like I just think it's important for for fans to be able to have conversations and not just conversations about the movies, but conversations about the fandom itself, conversations about what creative things that we're doing, what creative aspirations that we have, because the way we show love for these films and TV shows and characters is not just through, well, us financially supporting them through going to the theater or buying them, but also, I don't know, creatively giving something back. Like, I feel like fan art, fan fiction, fan poetry, all that stuff, that gives something back to the franchises and characters that we love dearly. And that is one thing that I would like Kaiju Galaxy to do. And I'm hoping that that's one thing that we can feature on our podcasts in the future because, again, that conversation is crucial. But and what's nice though is our social media, like social media for Kaiju Galaxy has been booming lately. Our Facebook page now has like over 2,300 followers, which has increased drastically over the past month or so, probably because we've been trying to post regularly. We also have a Twitter page now, so if you go on Twitter and search Kaiju Galaxy, you'll be able to find us there. Um, and of course, uh, subscribing to us here on YouTube. That's another way that you can support us. So, Ellen, have you returned?
Yes.
Yay!
He's testing it out in the bathroom.
That's too funny. So, I've just finished rambling at length about the podcast and aspirations for Kaiju Galaxy. Would you like to talk about one really cool thing that we're doing in Kaiju Galaxy here very soon?
Yes. Oh god. It there was a bit of a delay. So all I saw was you just raising your eyebrow.
Oh, I can't control my face. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so a few years back I started the tournament called All Out Attack, and which basically we pit usually 32 kaiju from Godzilla, Gamera, Mothra, other franchises, Ultraman, all against each other. And it's a debate style tournament like the fanfiction kaiju tournament is. So it's not actually like Godzilla walks by this building and encounters King Ghidorah or something. It's all debate based on kind of like Death Battle actually, but for kaiju.
I am really excited about it because it's been quite a while since we've done anything like that in Kaiju Galaxy. I mean,
Yeah,
it was the old Kaiju Galaxy that we did it on. So, when can we expect it to be ready?
well, this tournament is special because, yeah, we just had the transition from the Heisei era to the Reiwa era. So this tournament is called the Heisei Celebration, and 64 kaiju will be in it. And so right now, myself and Chaos, also known as, I'm blanking on her name,
Dark
Dark
Auracite, I
Oracite.
think.
Don't send Iris after me, please. So we're going through and basically condensing uh, the like Wikizilla and Ultra Wiki profiles down to kind of a fanfiction kaiju tournament ish profile, so it's easy to read. Um, so we have the attack descriptions and stats and whatnot. Um, all there in the tournament section. So we just started that. The tournament is scheduled to start on Monday, June 3rd. And I'm still in the process of posting the teasers for the rosters on our Facebook and Twitter. Everything's already up on the forum, of course.
Right, but we know we want to tease our fans on the social media. Hopefully, though, in doing so, that might attract some people to to the site itself. I also think at some point we should probably post in our signatures on other forums like Toho Kingdom, and maybe a little blurb about the upcoming tournament that might get people interested in participating. Truthfully, the most difficult aspect of reinvigorating the forum is getting people to come back, because social media
Yeah.
seems to be much more convenient, but forum use is a lot more, I would say, private and specific, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, we're
Um,
not spying on your private messages for once, Zuckerberg.
right. But all in all, like, I'm really excited about the tournament. Hopefully, we will get people participating, because obviously the tournament success is based on people having conversations about the battles,
Yeah.
posting about them, and debating. And that's one thing that we really encourage on our site is a sensible and exciting debate about these types of different things. So
Yeah. And I think the roster for this one, like, even though it's dauntingly large, I think it's pretty even with the amount of familiar kaiju and unfamiliar but interesting kaiju.
right. Like, that's one thing that I'm hoping for too, is that this tournament introduces people to kaiju that they may not have ever been introduced to. So
Yeah.
hopefully, like, in reading about them, they might be motivated to find those TV shows or find those movies that they are in order to enjoy them. You know, you might find something that you like, you know?
Yeah. That was kind of one of the goals when I started the tournament too, back on the old forum.
Right.
But it's also unfortunately like back then we didn't have. Well, we probably had like 5 people posting regularly at that time. But yeah, they weren't. I was really the only one that was big into Ultraman at that time. So like fights involving ultras and ultra kaiju that were like not Tiga largely got ignored.
Right. I think it's a big problem with Ultraman and Kamen Rider is that they aren't as accessible to people over here in the United States as, say, like Godzilla films and Gamera films are, which is sad. Like, you would think they would be. I know there's probably places online that you can access them, but um,
Most of them are not exactly legal.
no. Well, hopefully they get releases though, because that would be
Yeah,
ideal. I know at G Fest you can find a lot of that stuff, but but again, that requires money, and well, money is sometimes hard to come by, you know.
yeah. Money is a. Nah, I'm not gonna swear.
We're okay with profanity here because I'm pretty much a sailor myself. But well, I don't. Do you have anything else you wanted to add about the tournament or anything else?
Mm, not really. I might be able to advertise it because on Toho Kingdom again because they have a whole thing about like if you advertise a forum, you have to wait 2 months before you can advertise it again. I think that was about March 25th or 28th that I originally advertised the new forum. So I'd be able to advertise again right before the tournament starts. So I'll be
Is
able
is
to
that is
advertise the
that
tournament.
rule based on the member themselves advertising or the site itself? Because
I
feasibly, I
believe
could
it's the
also post it
member.
too.
I believe it's the member, but I can double check that.
Okay, because then if we have more than one person advertising it, then hopefully maybe that will um, attract more attention. That would be ideal, right?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna make a special signature image to advertise the tournament.
Okay, like that. Yeah, let me know when you do, because then I will use it as well. So make sure that in that signature image that we also have, like, we have Kaiju Galaxy mentioned, but also the tournament too in some fashion. Yeah. But that covers all of the topics that we had for today. Well, Ellen and I, well, of course, we obviously appreciate you being here with us and being able to talk with us. Do you have any parting words for our friends?
Um, what was the phrase that Ultraman said in the original series?
Oh, God.
Brush your teeth, listen to your parents, and be good, or something.
Always sound advice, right?
Yeah.
All right, my friends, well, tune in because we will be coming to you again a month from now. We hope you have a good rest of your day, and well, get excited about Godzilla King of the Monsters because we are less than 30 days away from it, so it's going to be great. Anyway, have a good rest of your day and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Bye.